Hey, welcome back, guys. My name is Derek. This is really doesn't matter who this is. Honestly, if you're in this channel. Um, I watched the first few minutes of this openly, and Theo Von says something here, and the reason why I wanted to record this, he says something here that accurately describes how I think a lot of people are feeling about the Charlie Kirk assassination. What this video is going to be about. And honestly, I didn't even know if I should do anything on this. And then I realized it's more important now than ever talk up or talk about things, even if it's uncomfortable to talk about. In this case, maybe even if it's slightly scary to talk about, because you have people out here murdering people for their words. And you have a lot of other people cheering on the murder over words. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people are feeling some sort of way, so I want to share my Charlie Kirk story. Uh, Charlie Kirk first came to Seattle, years and years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I can't remember exactly when. At the time, I was working temp jobs. I got hired to do a temp job um, on his setup here. And showing like a normal Charlie Kirk show, prove me wrong, blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, shook my hands. It was good to meet me. Thanks for helping, and asked me how I liked the show. And I was like, it's kind of like not for me. I don't know if you change any people's minds here, but it'd be entertaining probably to watch, like on a video format. And he was just like, "Oh, fair is fair." And um, in my experience with him, this dude was extremely nice, unbelievably nice, very kind, tipped all the workers extra. Very nice guy, and it's an absolute tragedy what happened here. An absolute unbelievable tragedy. And anyway, in the first couple of minutes here that I was watching on my own time, right? Because I hadn't thought about making a video about it yet. He says something that I've heard from people close to me. And it's something that keeps on being said. Like people that disagreed with him that I know, people that agreed with him that I know. Anyone that's pretty much not like an extremist in some way. I said the same thing to me. Even my uncle said something like this. It's like, I don't even know why it's affected me so much. But it feels like something's changed. Feels like something's different. And without further ado, let's see what Theo Von has to say on the subject here. And I know it's a little early on today, but hey, it's 6 p.m. here. All right. We'll be drinking this because I feel like it's about to get real deep. It's about to get deep. So let's pre-warn you as this go on. I might get a little bit more tipsy.
Happy September.
Happy September, guys.
I was thinking about Charlie Kirk. I've been thinking about him some the past few days, and not even just thinking about him, just feeling the heaviness of
Everything?
the assassination of the murder.
Oh, yeah.
Just how everybody saw it and how severe it was.
So visceral.
And it left me. It may, like, obviously it's horrific and it's heartbreaking, and I didn't know Charlie. I know we had different views on a lot of things. I wasn't in his world a lot.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. I'm like, I barely met this dude. Why is it affecting me so much?
but I admired that he was brave. He went out and had conversations in.
Something admirable about a dude going out into the world and preaching what he believes in. Even if you personally find that crazy, there's something admirable about that. It's brave.
He kind of like he tweeted
So
with his feet.
brave.
He went and
Yeah, man. I know that wasn't a joke, but I've never heard it said like that before. I think he means he goes out and he actually does stuff.
instead of just yelling from from a desk or something, or like most podcasters, we're sitting in a room saying stuff and then putting it out. He went out into the world.
Yeah.
And I really admired that.
I
do admire it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I admire it too.
And it just left me feeling so like
I think I know what he's going to say, and I guess I'll only watch 1 minute of this. It was what he was saying before about like, even not knowing him, right? Even not knowing him, it's affected him, right? But I imagine, because for me, it's kind of scary to talk about. It scared me. I show my face. People could even if it's only like 20 years old people, right? If you saw me in the hey, you could say hi, you know. But scary, even me disagreeing with him, I feel like could get something just disagreeing with the fact that he should die. But I think that's also why it's important. Maybe scary. I bet he's gonna say scary.
just kind of broken. A part of me, I don't even know what.
Even better. Even better, you hit the other nail on the head. Yeah, it's like I lost something that I didn't realize was there. It's like I lost something that I didn't realize.
Part of me feels kind of broken.
Yeah. I I had depression yesterday. My first instinct was enraging. Like I was so angry. I had absolutely not to be not in a healthy way, you know. You can't just lash out in anger at everybody around you. I had nothing to lash out at. I was so mad. I can think of virtually no one that deserved to die less than he. You know, like, there's so many more people deserving of that, and they killed the guy that wanted to talk to you, that wanted to bridge the gap, that wanted to find common ground and not each other as enemies. Constantly trying to find common ground.
And I don't know if it's about, that it's because someone is sharing their point of views, or that someone's, that free speech is getting gunned down, or if, I don't know exactly why it feels like it affected me so much. Of course, that sort of thing affects you. It happens a lot in the world these days. And I think maybe just the severity of it, how just graphic it seemed and was, I'm sorry, my hair's so it's like I've been helping my buddy. I'm doing playing a character in this haunted house, so we've been practicing. But yeah, there was just something about it. It's just left me scared, first of all. And maybe that's selfish to think that, but it left me scared. Because a lot of people go out and put themselves out in front of the public, and we all do. We do it when we walk down the street. We do it when we take our dog to the dog park. You do it when, if you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's things that should be safe, right? it's like a violation of expected safety. You should be able to go out, say what you think, and even if people go boo, boo, right? That should be it. Your words should be matched of words, not words with violence.
Step on a stage and read a poem or sing a song or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly.
and that's kind of, I think that's what it was. It's like, it just like, that's supposed to be something that's kind of safe, right?
Yeah,
Right? To be able to have a voice, to say something. And whether people may agree with it or not. I didn't know Charlie. I'd never gotten to meet him. I didn't know. I know we had different beliefs on some things. I didn't know a lot of his stuff, you know.
yeah,
But excuse me. But I did. I did admire that he was brave.
yeah. It's admirable.
That he went. He showed up to have conversations.
What's disturbing to me is that you have to be brave even to do that.
And it just like that. Just it was such a final and sick and distant thing. It was from so far away. And maybe that's it. That somebody so
Yeah,
far
man.
away can shut you down.
I think for me, it was just another realization that they're a monster. Even though I already know, right? We all know that there's monsters people in the world, but be a real monster, somebody in front of their children. Gotta be a real monster to kill somebody. But he did that in front of this dude's wife and kid. Disgusting piece of trash. My only regret is the fact that it's not going to be a public hanging for what happens to him. But I'm unbelievably proud that his father turned him in. I'm also sad that his father had to turn him in. You know?
Without ever having even like looked at you in the eyes or in person or shaking your hand or anything.
Come here.
I don't know.
Come here.
I don't know. And I don't even know why I'm like kind of speaking up about it. Maybe I don't know. I think I'm trying to figure out.
I think you're speaking up on it for the same reason. Because now it's more important than ever that people do.
I mean, it scared me. You know, it made me kind of scared. It made me really scared.
Yeah. Cared about the violence. Cared about like the direction that words are violence.
Yeah, and yeah, and my my prayers to his family and to people that knew him and loved him.
I'll extend that. People that didn't but still loved. Prayers to God to you. I know a lot of people have been affected. People I've heard and talked to, even my uncle, like, man, I don't even know him, affected me. There's people in other countries that have heard about this and been affected by it that I know. This is disgusting, you know? Shouldn't be tolerated. And I think the only thing worse than what was done has been some of the reactions it has done. Like those TMZ people cheering and laughing when they found out he died. And fuck all of you. I hope you die. Not, not because somebody kills you. No, I pray that the most inconvenient death happens to you. Like, I feel like a pebble from space strikes you. It's. No, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'll cancel that. Not what Charlie would have wanted, but he did say that you can learn and you can know a lot about a person, about how they react when someone dies. And I think that rings true here. So I hope you know how disgusting I find you. I hope somehow this video in this segment finds its way to you. Disgusting the average person finds you. I'm just average. And you're just fucking sick in the same with every last person that made TikTok glorifying it. Same with everyone that would use the words he said in the past about guns or whatever to justify what was done to him. You're disgusting. I would never justify somebody for justice.
Um,
Sorry, guys. I'll rage in here. Sorry.
but yeah, there's supposed to be a thing where you can get up on a stage and share something, right? You can get into a public place and people would come to see an art
You're right, isn't it?
or to jeer at an art. I think a lot of people that came to him came because they wanted to combat him with arguments or whatever, do the opposite argument.
Yeah, and that should be allowed to. That should be more than allowed. You should be allowed to disagree with somebody without violence. You should be allowed to agree. Be allowed to speak, no matter how stupid what you're saying is, without violence. And people calling you stupid is people saying that they think you're wrong isn't violent. Crazy we've come this far.
Yeah, and just I think it's just a culmination of that sort of things become so prevalent in our society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that video was so horrific.
One of the first things I watched was somebody saying, well, he said a lot of awful things, so you should have expected this. No, you shouldn't. No, you should. You should be able to talk about whatever fuck you want to talk about and never have to. Crazy. Crazy.
And you're just like,
And you're a fucking crazy fucking weirdo. I think that's not crazy.
like it just felt like that this can't happen anymore. But you don't know what to do. And I think
part of what we're doing. It's to stand up and talk, even when they're hoping this scares people into never talking about it.
I don't know, most people, or maybe I don't know. I think that, yeah, people are always like, you want to at least have a certain level of like, what's fair. And it just seems so unfair.
Yeah. I can't think of many people who deserve to die less than Charlie Kirk. It was crazy, man. Crazy. Sad.
And so cowardly. Like, if there is a microphone there and he's there to debate, go and debate him. Go speak your piece.
Amen. One thing we know for certain is that these cowards. Absolute cowards.
Whether the crowd agrees or if whoever kind of.
You know why? It's because they couldn't debate him with words, so they shot him. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like to me. They couldn't win with words, so they shot him.
Wins the debate or whatever. I don't know if that matters. What matters is that you like kind of try and share whatever you're thinking or feeling. And maybe there's people that don't. Maybe there's people that don't feel like they have a place to do that. I don't know. But to go that far away, not even have the balls to go to the microphone or to.
Howard.
I think something.
No, I don't use it necessarily in the same sense. What was done is demonic. Every time an act like this happens, it's somebody shoots up a church and they target children, shoot up a school, anything like that. Like I'm like true demons and true monsters. Fortunately, I just think that most of them are disgusting. Maybe we can disgusting. Try to turn this into a gun debate is absolutely. This was politically.
About that makes me sick. That's what it is. I think it's made me feel sick.
Made me feel sick in the head.
And I
Too.
think there's other stuff, like feeling like there's like, it feels like some people in the world, like some like dark and powerful people know what's going on and they're not telling the rest of us. I think that feels like what's happening sometimes. And I don't know if I'm the only person that's feeling that. I feel like they all know something that's happening. It always feels like there's something bigger and eviler in the distance hiding behind something that's kind of laughing a little. And yeah, and this just felt like the pinnacle of the horn of whatever creature that is, kind of. Or yeah, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, and I think it's scary. It's like,
I think the politicians don't know this is giving politicians way too little credit, sadly. And one conspiracy theory I fully fit is the fact that politicians intentionally organizing stuff, even though it's ramping up aggression. Like, you can't keep calling people Nazis, fascists, just because they're saying things you disagree. Like and Trump, man, Trump's wild, right? He's a wild man, but he's nothing close to Nazis. Yeah, he's not even close to fascism. No way, crazy. They try to equate these two all the time. No fascist in fascist history, or Hitler or any dictator has followed the courts. That's how they do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how he's doing it. It's crazy, right? I like Trump. I don't like Trump as a person, right? Uh, kind of a dick, you know? Kind of a dick, just same as Elon Musk. Elon Musk, kind of an asshole. It's okay that he's an asshole, you know? It's like he just is one, right? But they doing things through the proper legal ways. There's kind of assholes. Yeah, I think that all the time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like where's
sorry, I've been
where is
drinking,
safe?
guys. I know this was gonna get a little heavy, so I've definitely been drinking. By the way, pretty good. It's happy Thursday because why wait for Friday? Pretty good. It's pretty good alcohol. I just felt like this was gonna be a little bit deep, and without alcohol, I was definitely gonna cry. I still nearly did, but alcohol is insane. By the way, this is not endorsement. All right, if you have a problem, don't drink.
Where is safe?
There is no safe.
Where is safe? How is like a dad or parents who send their kids to school supposed to feel like they're in a safe place? It used to feel like things were safe. You know?
Agree.
Or maybe it never, I don't know, maybe it never felt like.
Could be it was never. I agree that the world felt safer yesterday. And you know what's crazy is I was sitting there when I found out he got shot, right? I was sitting there refreshing and refreshing and refreshing the page, hoping, nearly praying that it would say that he was stabilized. When it said instead that he had died, broke me, fucked me up in a way that I can't begin to articulate. It's just awful. Happened. And then, that left leaning kid, right? TikTok kid, I forget his name, Dean, right? Cried. Genuine human emotion. Saw the man die, his family, and he cried. And his fan base was so rabid that he felt the need to make an apology video for crying. What? What are we? What are we? Monsters? Answer is yes, kind of. Kind of. Fucking ramble on my tipsy rambling.
That. But I don't know. It used to feel like things were safe somehow.
Safer.
And that that other people had a respect for safety. And maybe that still is there. And maybe this is just such a moment that feels so intense.
Could be right. Could just be the gravity of this moment. Feels like the changing. Feels like it'll get more violent. That scares me more than anything. Everyone out there. Scares me more than anything.
Yeah, and I don't know. And nobody has to hear what I want to say or whatever. I'm not like, I don't know anything. I'm just.
Yeah, me too, man.
I don't know. I've had this feeling. It's just been like, man, why is this?
Me too. I nearly made a video right after it happened. I was like, no, that's disrespectful. Let this man be dead for 5 minutes before you make a fucking video on it. And I understand why people did, right? People who are closer to the situation. There's people that knew the guy, like Tim Pool, like that. They actually knew him. That this obviously hit harder, faster, made them mad faster. You know what's crazy? I saw Ian on Tim Pool. He was the guy, dude. He was like me. Right? Normally that dude's like the hippiest motherfucker that I've ever seen, man. He's space. But yesterday he was like, I want to fucking kill this guy. I want him to suffer. And I was like, you know what, Ian? Fucking me too, brother. Me too. It feels like a fast death is too good for these monsters. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating.
Hitting me so hard.
And it's hitting me again, dude. I just ramped myself back up. I just have to keep like breathing.
Hard somebody that I don't know. Right? And yeah, I guess that's some of the feelings that I'm like kind of surfing on a little bit.
I agree. I can agree with that. That's normal,
is that
man.
it felt cowardly. At least come and meet me here. And don't like me. That's okay. I can handle that if you're here and you disagree with me and you don't like me. I can handle that.
What's crazy is the fact that that's what they can't handle. Some people like this can't handle. They can't handle you just disagreeing with them. They can't handle the fact that you don't see the world the same way they do.
But to do it from way over there,
Fucking.
And it's the same type of, you see it in other places around the world and we're just sick of watching it. We're sick
of watching. We're sick of it happening. Sick of it happening. Every time we have to take the high road. Every time we have to take the high road. We have fucking principles, morals. That's what disgusts me. Disgusts me. I have to have a moral. I have to have principles. Every time something so unjust happens, I can't just lash out. My rage can. I can't spurge out of control. I have principles to live by.
Of watching kind of someone far away decide if someone there is that they're okay or they're and eliminating their life. We're sick of feeling that, or I'm sick of feeling like it's unsafe out there. I don't know. I think I'm kind of rambling now, but
Hey man, me too, dude. This is a rambling video. You look upset as I know. I have like a resting in my happy face. Make myself laugh at my terrible angry. I don't like being angry.
yeah. So I felt I think I felt some relief today that they caught this guy, if that's the guy that did it. I didn't get to read a ton about it.
Yeah, they caught him.
But there's still
They caught him, and if I didn't say so happy that his dad turned him. Dad turned him in. Thank you, sir. I know how hard that must have been for you. That must have been really hard for you. But thank you.
this bigger feeling of like what happens, what stage is safe, what place is safe to stand up and share how you feel or to share something. And maybe that's a negative attitude. I don't know. I think a lot of it is just like it's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming where it's like, when do we have to stop watching murders on our phone? When do they start to curtail these algorithms? Like, aren't these companies who own these algorithms, is there no responsibility for them?
That's another thing. That's another thing I was gonna bring up. That's super important is that we have laws for all this. We have laws for all this. When are we gonna allow barely disguised calls to violence? When are we gonna stop allowing that to exist? You have people on Twitch that are constantly calling for people to die. You know, like a Hassan guy calling for that senator to die like last year or something. Did fucking you have all these calls to violence everywhere, bro. X and fucking or Twitter and Reddit are like cesspools of people calling for people to die. Absolutely allowed. Not only that, one of the people celebrating this was like a DC writer. There's video game devs, like all these people are like, well, they fucking deserved it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. There's so many people, and they're just not being held accountable.
Is there no responsibility for if they're feeding someone and getting them indoctrinated into ideas by just serving them the same thing over and over again? Yeah, I don't know. But that feels so like, I don't know who this shooter guy was. Like,
no, but you're right though. You're right. When are these companies to be held accountable for allowing people exist while calling for violence? And you can't help but think that companies aren't calling them out. They're not making statements on it because they agree. You know, the culture in these companies agree.
They said his name, but I don't know anything else about him. Oh,
Can't believe you drink
God,
that
I
much
gotta
of your
wash my hair,
stuff,
but
brother.
um,
Get some zero sugar monster. The peach one. Saying, man, that peach one will change your life. Change your life.
yeah, I don't know anything else about the guy, but I'm guessing it was probably someone who watched so much of the same thing, and this algorithm just serves you the same. And then it's like they fucking fill you with. It's like you go to Build-A-Bear and you just put the fucking grossest stuff in the.
It was crazy. Is I was nearly like an extreme leftist. Um, I call them extreme because at certain levels they are. I was nearly there, and then I started watching centrist people and some British people, and it dragged me back into what I would consider normal, like right here in the middle again. And but for when I was like 18, 19, everything's going against me. I was definitely on the like a more socialist, communist side. Now I'm like I have some of those beliefs still, right? And then I have some conservative beliefs. Not like my life's going particularly better at all, but it's just that I really grew to respect like taking responsibility for yourself and your action and understanding that other people's labor other people's labor isn't like entitled to me.
Bear's full,
You
right? And
know?
they just keep that machine on that's just firing fucking Satan cotton into this thing, and it can't handle it anymore.
Satan cotton.
And then it just does something that's just you know.
If you preach an extremist message, even if you have people supporting you, most people are still sane. All you need is one insane person to hear that message. You know, that's what gets me. One insane person hears the message, and then you have a dead person.
That's just like an expression of like being soaked in whatever vitriol or violence or anger has been put into them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. And maybe I'm
I think I think you're right here, Theo. I think sometimes people's algorithms drive them in. That's why I constantly try to look for stuff that I haven't seen, people I haven't seen. Like I just started watching Theo Von. I didn't know he was from Louisiana. Phew. Uh, my brother actually turned me on this guy. Loved him, and now I listen to him too, and I think he's funny. I think he's funny as hell.
I'm not saying there's no personal responsibility, but and I don't even know if that's what happened. So I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling, but yeah, I just wanted to, I think, say something. I wanted to think out loud.
Yeah, that's
You know, I used to do that on this show more often, and it's been hard for me to like get my thoughts sometimes. But
hard to always know what to say.
yeah, this just made.
All right, I'll call it there because A, I'm tipsy, and B, I'm probably starting to ramp. I want you all to know that obviously I can't personally care about all of you, but care about your mental health. I know this type of shit affects some people more than others. And I want you to know that even if you're watching this and you know nothing about this guy or whatever, but it still makes you feel some sort of way, man. If it's mad or whatever, it's like okay. Part of grieving process, I think. And it's not the only thing it's not okay is let that consume you. And if you're happy about this death, then you should probably help. You're not mentally well if you're happy about something. And I mean that legitimately. You're just not mental. Go get help. And if you're so angry that you think you just need to go and murder someone, like in revenge somehow, you're misguided and you also need. And if that doesn't convince you, just that Charlie Kirk was completely against violence. Did not want violence to happen unless every other thing had been exhausted. He didn't want it. It's not what he would have wanted. That's it from me, guys. Like, subscribe to my channel, and if you can, man, go show his family something. He gave a heartbreaking. Watch it. You think you can handle? Can't handle it. Everybody can handle it. Not everybody can care. You can't care about everything. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. Really, I do.